What's the nicest fish you caught on your trip here?
I caught a 40-inch snook.
You did?
Yeah. So
Nice.
I'm pretty stoked. That's, for me, that's a hell of a snook. It was actually a little bit clear where we were fishing for them, and I could see them, and they looked like logs laid up there. I was like, holy, it actually looked like baby tarpon. Watching one come up and finally turn on and eat, we cast to a few of them, and they were like, and all of a sudden it was like, boom. Luckily for me, I was with a hell of a guide, Alex Huey, and Alex knows his stuff. This is his backyard, and he's great at what he does, so. He had a couple tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. He's got quite the reputation in this area.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he does.
Yeah, that's
cool. Going to be ruined when he's done with me, but.
This is the Connected by Water podcast, fueled by Papa's Pilar Rum, who remind us never to be a spectator. And protected by Starbright, where it's always Starbright season. Special thanks to our sponsors, Seaward Systems, Holokai, Parchview, and Ling Genie for their great support of our show. This special edition travel episode was recorded on location with our legendary guest.
You got some fishing done while you were here?
Oh yeah, we got some good fishing done. Like some of the best snook fishing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a good fishery. It's a good fishery.
Coming from Key West, we don't see a lot of snook, and here is up there. Some of the best snook fishing I've seen ever.
You catch some big ones up here. Like the biggest difference I've seen, like you can want to compare like West Coast snook to East Coast snook. West Coast snook seems like you catch more, but here you just catch them bigger, right?
Yeah,
quality fish.
Every fish I caught was, 35 to 40 inches.
Right.
That's pretty impressive when you talk about snook fishing.
Yeah, that's cool. You guys recorded an episode while you're here?
We did.
Nice.
We did. We got a good one.
Yeah? So local knowledge, and you were fishing with Alex, right?
Yep. Captain Alex Huey. He put us on them, and we had a good time. 2 great days of fishing, and like I said, we caught some quality fish 2 days in a row. So
nice. It's pretty cool here with everything that Corey and Derek have built with this Project SeaSafe, and it's so cool that you guys are involved with it. I mean, I remember meeting you last year for last year's event. Here you guys are again for a second year. Tell me a little bit about why that's important for you, your show, and all that.
Man, this is just an amazing event, right? I mean, look at the turnout, look at the people, and it's just for such a good cause, Here we are, everybody in the fishing community coming together because everybody knows that it needs to be done. Water quality throughout the years has been, on the downfall, with all the building and all the stuff that's going on around the world, it's tough. So everybody just has to do their part and give back to the resource to make sure the resource is there years to come, for my kids, for your kids, for everybody's kids. I mean, if we don't take care of it now, it won't be around in years to come.
It's pretty cool to see just in the short period of time, the work that they've done already, how quickly things can bounce back. Makes me real hopeful for the future.
One thing you learn being on the water your whole life and just seeing things is the ocean is very resilient. It bounces back very quick. Fisheries bounce back very quick. And I'm very confident what they're doing here is going to help the water quality here tenfold.
Yep, absolutely. It's cool you're part of the Starbright family too, right?
Like, I love it.
It's a really cool culture. It's a really cool family to be a part of. And I think it speaks to a lot of what you guys try to achieve on your show too.
It does. I mean, we all have the same goals in mind, and that's taking care of the resource like we talked about. And Starbright just such a great company. And like you said, just being a part of Starbright family. I mean, look at the characters you got around here.
Yeah.
I mean, guys from back in the day. We got newer guys around who are coming up in the industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got Blair Wiggins. You got Alex Huey, you got Bouncer here. I mean, you walk around here and you just see faces that have been so familiar, at least for me, growing up in the fishing industry, that it's just good to see them and associate with them and just all be part of that same family.
100. That's a thrill for me too. Like, growing up as a kid in Florida and just fish my whole life, just painting fish and doing all that, and just now like interacting with guys like Bouncer Smith and George Pavaroma, or like guys I grew up watching on TV, and now they're like call them personal friends.
I know.
It's kind of cool.
I just sat there with Bouncer for the good part of the morning, just talking fishing, and just him going through his phone and showing me pictures from the 60s. You know what I mean? He's got on his phone, and it's like, wow. I mean, that's history right there.
He's a historical database. I'm going to have him on in a few minutes, but it's so funny. Like, I've had him on the show like a few times, like a lot of times. And it's like every time I bring him on, it's just like you just bring up one topic and he just goes to his database like 40 years ago and he can tell you how he makes you feel like how everything smelt and saw and felt and everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, he can talk too.
Yeah.
He is very good at talking. He loves to share his history and the history of Florida, especially South Florida.
Yep.
And, it's just fun to sit there and kind of be a fly on the wall and listen to him talk because he just knows so much, first of all. He's seen so much. And it's just cool to hear him talk and listen to him. And I really enjoyed talking to him all morning.
Definitely. What's the nicest fish you caught on your trip here?
I caught a 40-inch snook.
You did?
Yeah. So
nice.
I'm pretty stoked. For me, that's a hell of a snook.
I mean, nice just to holding that one in the can too, right?
Yeah. I mean, and it was actually a little bit clear where we were fishing for them, and I could see them, and they looked like logs laid up there. I was like, holy, it actually looked like baby tarpon.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, look at the size of those things. And, watching one come up and finally turn on and eat, we cast to a few of them, and they were like, and all of a sudden it was like, boom, one just
They can
turned.
be tough here. They can be tough. They didn't get that big for being stupid.
Oh man, just driving here this morning, I looked at the boat ramp and I was like, wow, this place is, I know there's a lot of people going out on the sandbar and stuff today, nice day, but those fish see some lines, see some baits. And so luckily for me, I was with a hell of a guide, Alex Huey. And Alex knows his stuff. This is his backyard, and he's great at what he does. So he had a couple tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. He's got quite the reputation in this area.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he does.
Yeah, that's
cool. Going to be ruined when he's done with me, but...
Man, I can't wait to see the episode.
It'll be a good one. It'll be a good one. I'd say it'll air... It's going to be the 4th episode in season 10, I believe. So a couple months.
Yep, very cool. Very cool. Everyone check out Local Knowledge. And listen... Thank you very much for coming to this event. Having guys like you come through that bring a lot of power and a lot of presence in this business. It means a lot.
My pleasure, man. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Nice.
It's a great event, and I'm really happy to be here.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Rush. Appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.